俺は忍びだ。
When Naruto was a kid, he wanted to become the Hokage because he wanted to be noticed, because he had pretty much no friends throughout his childhood. Later on, he changed his goal. Obviously, he still wanted to become the Hokage, but his main motivation was to create a peace and to maintain that same peace, which Naruto Uzumaki, the 7th Hokage, the greatest Hokage to ever live, managed to do. As we can see, more than 10 years have passed after the final Shinobi War. Everything's at peace. Education is much better in the Ninja Academy. People are living happily in the village. No wars are going on. And pretty much it's really peaceful. I mean, ninjas even have time to develop technology, which is something that's not very easy to do. But because, as I said, no wars are around, no dangers, no threats around villages, people can focus. Well, I should say, leaders of certain villages can focus on improving lifestyles of the citizens in all the nations. In Naruto, now, does Boruto ruin Naruto's legacy? A lot of people have been saying that what was the point of Naruto achieving the peace if we're gonna see more threats in Boruto? What's the point of Boruto anyway? And I just want to answer this question: does Boruto ruin Naruto's legacy? Obviously, the answer is no, and I'm gonna explain why. So, first of all, Naruto, as I said, achieved his goal. He created a peace between all the nations, and the peace still is there. Obviously, as we saw in the Hidden Mist arc that recently happened in the Boruto anime, you're always gonna have some people that are gonna be unsatisfied because of their personal reasons, but it's not really possible to satisfy everybody. But it's all minor conflicts within certain villages, and there isn't going to be a war. At least I don't think there is going to be a war between villages anymore. What's going to happen in Boruto is we're probably going to see more Utsutsukis in the future. In Boruto episode 15, Kinshiki told Momoshiki, we need to report this to the clan, which means that there are more Utsutsuki members out there somewhere in the space. Recently we had this new organization in Boruto called Kara in the Boruto manga. I can't talk about it now because I want to respect the people who follow only the anime, but the threats in Boruto in the future are going to be much different, meaning that Naruto's and like not only Naruto's, I'm talking about his friends and people who helped him, Naruto's you know, hard work to achieve this peace isn't wasteful, and Boruto isn't ruining its legacy. Also, when we were speaking about the Boruto series in general, some of the characters still keep the motivations that we all loved and appreciated in the original Naruto. We have Sarada Uchiha, who wants to become the Hokage. We have Boruto Uzumaki, a great protagonist who wants to also protect his village, but he wants to do it from the shadows. More, you know, I'm talking like Sasuke / Itachi type of protecting from shadows, which is really wonderful to see. Not to mention there's a strong possibility that they're gonna end up together, which would be really symbolic. We would have the Hokage and the Shadow Hokage being together. But I'm not gonna talk about romantic things right now. We still have children with the will of fire, so nothing really changed. It's not like this series feels like something unfamiliar. Kids have a lot of similar traits, like when we compare them to their parents, which is a natural thing, and it does give off that Naruto vibe in many ways. It's just some people are too used to Naruto, I guess, and they can't accept the fact that it's over. Boruto as a series keeps some of the most important things that got people into Naruto, some of the most memorable quotes and character interactions. For example, the famous quote, if you break the rules, you're scum, but if you abandon your friends, you're worse than scum. Kakashi said it a couple of episodes ago when Boruto and his teammates were graduating. Even though it's peace and the demand for ninjas is falling, still Academy isn't a joke. Now it's even harder to become a genin, because back in Naruto the only things you had to do was to transform and to make a clone, and if you guys follow the Boruto anime, you know how hard these genin exams were. Also, old characters from Naruto don't appear too often because this is the new generation, but they are there from time to time and they make a huge impact. Sasuke's interactions with Sarada Uchiha and the Shin Uchiha arc were brilliant, and the way the arc finished when Sasuke tapped her on her forehead, it felt really symbolic. You know, it also, you know, it makes us remember Itachi as well. And really, as I said, Boruto is keeping Naruto's values. For example, I want to give another example. Mirai Sarutobi. Now, I'm not 100% sure on this one. There's this anime called Mirai Nikki, and in English it translates to The Future Diary. So I'm assuming that Mirai means future, and Mira is the daughter of Asuma, and we all remember that Asuma always told Shikamaru, well, he told him when he was dying, the true king is the next generation, people who are going to keep the will of fire and people who are going to continue protecting the village in the future. So that is very, very symbolic. Not to mention that Boruto as a series in general does a better job than Naruto when it comes to character development. For some people it may be boring, slow, or whatever, but objectively speaking, Boruto is doing a great job with its character development and with its world building as well. And as I said, this is me speaking objectively. The fact that I really love this series doesn't mean anything. Also, I remember when the 5 Kage Summit happened, I think it was episode 20 something, Naruto had this conversation with the other Kage, and it's not like, I already mentioned this, the old characters from Naruto still like, they didn't change. They are still, you know, their own characters that they used to be in Naruto. Naruto basically said a couple of very interesting lines, and he said that, yeah, the next generation is probably going to surpass us, and he said it with a smile, and eventually that is probably going to happen. But if the next gen surpasses the old gen, that doesn't mean that Boruto ruins Naruto's legacy. It just means that it makes it even better. And it means that this legacy is continuing throughout this shinobi world that we all love and watch. So yeah, guys, I just wanted to make this video because I know that Boruto as a series, just like every big series out there, gets a lot of hate. It's been getting less hate recently, which I really like, and that's something that should be continued in this pattern because the series really is great. And in conclusion, I've said it multiple times in this video, Boruto does not ruin Naruto's legacy. If something happens terrible in the future, it's probably gonna happen when Otsutsuki start attacking and stuff like that. Boruto will be there to defend the Earth. I guess Naruto did achieve his goal, which was to create a peace between all the nations, and Boruto is just going to expand that goal. I mean, like, I'm getting really confused right now, but like, I'm not getting confused, I don't know how to explain it, but when Boruto protects the Earth from the Otsutsukis, it's just going to be like, Naruto's going to be like, yeah, I managed to create peace between the nations, and my son managed to create an eternal peace. Anyway, I should really stop talking. I hope you guys got my point. Twitter and Discord links are in the description below. That was your boy Hokage. If you're new to this channel and if you're into the Boruto series, make sure to check out my other videos because I make daily Boruto content. That was your boy Hokage, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.